to Burbank. I've got about 20 minutes before the train comes, and I am not trying to miss another train today. I can't believe this, man. I thought for sure that with the timing of the flight that I was going to miss this train by like 3 minutes, but it looks like I have about 14 minutes before it arrives, so plenty of time for me to figure out a ticket. I've used this airport a few times coming to LA because it's so much more convenient than LAX. I mean, like, look at this. There's the Metrolink train pulling up right now, and there's the terminal, and that's it. That's the whole airport. This place is tiny and so convenient, and like half the airport is outside. It's not quite Long Beach style outside, but still very convenient. I've only done the train to the airport once, and it was leaving. I've never actually done it like arriving here and catching the train. It's like over a decade ago that happened, like 12 or 13 years. We gotta cross the tracks here for inbound. Yeah, and there's the control tower and everything, super close. Let's do this and not miss another train. Okay, so apparently there are only ticket vending machines on one side of the platform. So let's go check this out. I have a tap card for the LA Metro, but it is unclear if it works on the Metrolink trains. I don't think I've ever tried it before. Holy crap, all right. It was about the dumbest thing that I've ever seen. The train is like 5 minutes early to this station, and I noticed that when I was looking at the schedule earlier for the arrival time at Union Station, it seemed like there's a lot of time padded into the schedule. Because I'm like, come on, there's no way it's gonna take 13 minutes for a train to get from Glendale to LA Union. And I don't know, maybe it does. But seeing how early this train is, it seems apparent that there's definitely a lot of time padded into the schedule. Now, when the train pulled up, it blocked the crossing so that you can't go around the back of it. I guess the only good thing is that it's totally empty.
Stop is Burbank downtown. All station stops are free. Burbank downtown is our next stop.
This train from Burbank Airport to downtown LA only comes once an hour, but there is a shuttle bus from Burbank Airport to North Hollywood Metro Station. And I think that shuttle bus is every 10 or 15 minutes. I don't know, I'll put it down below. But anyway, so there's, the point is there's more than one way to get to downtown LA or like to connect to the Metro network in general. It's just that taking the train is a one-seat ride, and it's quicker. It's only like it's scheduled for 23 minutes, and I guess if you're walking and you're cutting it really close like me, it should be like 28 minutes. You know, it's only about 20 minutes, whereas I think if you took the shuttle and then the Metro, it would be closer to 45 minutes to get downtown. So I guess it really just depends on what your final destination is, what is more preferable. Yeah, this train is definitely early. So I wonder, because we've been sitting here at the station now for at least 2 minutes. Let's see, what time is it? 2:09. So we were scheduled to depart Burbank Airport at 2:04 p.m. And we're just hanging out. So we must have also gotten to this station early. So I'm curious to see how they work out that padded schedule time. If we get to Union Station earlier than scheduled, or if they burn all the time at these intermediate stations. Because this is downtown Burbank, across the highway there, and there's only Glendale between here and Union Station. So we'll see. At Glendale. Next stop, LA Union, end of the line. Is this completely closed, like no metro service?
On this station?
Yeah.
Well, if you want to go on the red line, you have to take the A. I think the A over here is 4.
Yeah.
4 up there, 7.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
But red line's still running, yes.
Oh, you mean like I could transfer at metro?
Right,
Okay.
the red line, purple.
Yep. All right. Okay. So this station's closed. Unclear why. It just says temporarily closed. And they said that you can catch one of the other lines to Metro, to 7th Street and transfer there. It's wild that they wouldn't have signs like before you walk over there, because the station is huge. It's basically like a 5-minute walk just to get under all these platforms. So you could easily waste like 10 minutes just to figure out that the train you want to take is not, like, the station's closed. Customer service, not that hard, guys.
The next stop is Little Tokyo Arts District Station on 1st between Alameda and Central. Exit here for Japanese American National Museum. This is a Metro A line train.
I had 2 of these tap cards at home. I wasn't sure how much money was left on them, but apparently it's like $20. So should get me through the rest of my time here in LA.
The next stop is 7th Street Metro Center in downtown LA. Exit here for 5th and 7th at the block. Connect here with Metro B lines downstairs. And remember to tap again to transfer.
That was stupid, because there's no service to Pershing Square at all. All the red line and purple line trains stop at 7th Street Metro Center. So I guess I'm just walking from here. They said there's a shuttle bus, but nobody got time for that. All right, let's see how crazy it is out there. to Chicago. I've been to New York a lot. Never been to Dallas or Houston, but this is a big downtown. Like, not just like that the buildings are big, but just area-wise, pretty huge. I mean, you would think so, because this is the second biggest metro area in the US, but the way that people from here talk about it is that there is no real downtown, or at least like no one comes here. But, you know, obviously that's not true. The streets are busy. There's a lot of pedestrians, a lot of car traffic, a lot of transit. Like, obviously stuff is happening here. This place is gorgeous, like straight up Gilded Age stuff. Whoa, come on. Yeah, actually this would work. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the inside of Union Station. I mean, Union Station's not this detailed, but holy cow.
Oh, I know, exactly. Like, there's a piano down there and everything. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
quite wonderful.
I love it.
What floor do you
Oh,
need?
4, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, and
Yeah.
But yeah, not a bad room. King bed. I mean, a little old school, but it'll do. Out of the hotel, if I can figure out how to get out of here, to get some pizza. Let's go. So, I'm just realizing right now that I forgot my room key. Don't have time to go back and get it, or I will miss another trip. That's not happening today. This has definitely caused some chaos. You can see the crowd on the other side of the platform because all these people are forced to transfer because the red line is out of service to Union Station. So anyone trying to get to Union has to take the A line or the E line to get there. Definitely poorly handled, I think, because it's hard to figure out what's going on. There's just people yelling, telling you what to do. There's no signage. Also, it kind of goes to show, like, how this system is not going to be able to handle an event like the Olympics. There's just not enough capacity. Back here in Culver City, we've got reservations at 5:45, and it is a 15-minute walk, maybe, to the restaurant. So, I don't know. I think I can do it in 10. I feel confident. Take a wild guess that that building right there is an old rail depot, probably a passenger station at one point or another for trains running from downtown LA to Santa Monica, which is what the E line is doing now. That's like LA Metro has spent the last 40 years rebuilding the LA red car system. Well, not in its entirety, but at least like major parts of it. Trader Joe's. That one is actually attached to a parking garage, and it looks to be 4 or 5 levels. If I recall correctly, this is the site about over some bus lane controversy.
The city tried to address this with the Move Culver City project, which created dedicated bike and bus lanes to help move people more efficiently.
It took an unreasonably long amount of time to walk through that intersection. Oh yeah, this has definitely got to be the street with controversy because there's the bus only lane. And in fact, there was the street we just crossed was like a connecting bus only lane. And, you know, looking at this and the curb bump outs they have here, I can imagine what this used to look like before they put in the bus lane and these bump outs.
Hey, that's what we're here for, right?
And made this nice little plaza, the Culver Steps. Man, so there's a half-mile walk from the train station, which is no big deal. I can definitely walk that in like 7 to 8 minutes. I walk pretty fast, not a problem. But now I see why they said it was going to take like 14 minutes because of all these stupid lights. And I'm always very conscious because no one in California jaywalks. Like when you see people doing it, you know, there's something mentally wrong with them, either permanently or temporarily. This is crazy, dude. I've got like 3 minutes to get across the street. 5 minutes to get over there. It's literally like right on that opposite corner. I kind of think I understand what all the drama is about with the bus lane, because they probably, when they pedestrianized those 2 blocks, it was like a relief valve for a lot of this traffic. And now everybody has to go up 2 more streets before they can turn. But then like around the same time they did that, they took away a lane of traffic for the bus lane. I mean, hey, I'm not mad. I'm just saying it's probably why everyone, there was so much pushback. You know, that always happens when there's a street closure, temporarily or permanently, and it takes a couple months for people to get used to it, sometimes a year or 2, but the traffic always finds a different way. Since we're obviously still in San Francisco, lukewarm take on Tony's Pizza.
I thought the pizza was quite good. Probably my favorite was the Sicilian, because they made it on a nice focaccia instead of like a really thick dough that can be a little bit too much to eat. So focaccia was great. Just the perfect amount of sauce, nice layer of cheese, and then a few dollops of ricotta strategically placed. Really made it quite nice.
Right. Did you try a slice of the New York?
Yeah, I did. That was it was good.
Different.
Yeah. It's certainly not the best I've had, but it was up there.
Right.
It was up there.
Calzone.
The calzone was pretty good. I wish I had gone in without the spinach. I think it would have been a little bit better without the spinach. But it definitely wasn't bad, and I definitely get it again.
Right. Okay. Nardò, this is your second time. Did you get the same pizza both times?
So I got the calzone when I was here like a week and a half ago. The calzone was huge. It was like way too much for one person to eat. So one thing I would keep in mind if you're ordering it, either like share it with somebody or, realize that you're going to be taking some of it home.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It was made like almost like an open-faced calzone, if that makes sense. It's not like the dough on the top, like completely around it.
Yeah.
So you really gotta eat it with a knife and fork, unless you're, trying to be an animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you think of the pizza?
The pizza was good. I didn't try the margarita, but the buffalo mozzarella was money. It was really, really good.
Yeah.
I felt like the sauce was good, but I don't know. It didn't really have much of a taste to it.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the sauce,
True.
the sauce at Tony's in San Francisco. Like that sauce was perfect.
Yeah.
Like if you can make sauce to put on pasta, that's what you would want. Like that.
Yeah.
That's money. Like I don't think I've ever had sauce better than that.
Damn. Okay. All right. You gotta, when you're in Philly, you gotta go to Pizzeria Badia.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and add to that. I think Nardò is one of those Italian restaurants that just makes awesome pizza, kind of like Omonicello in Miami. Whereas Tony's, like, you could get other things at Tony's, but pizza is their deal. Like, that's what they're doing. So it's like a whole different level. And besides, Tony's, we got 2 different kinds of pizza, but they have like 20 different kinds of pizza. So I gotta get back there soon. That's all I'm saying.
You didn't think I was going all the way out to California and only going to this show once, did you?
Figueroa and 30th.
Dude, and I was, well, the last time I was at the Shrine Theater, which was like a decade ago, I went to this Red Bull event. They were premiering some snowboarding video.
Yeah.
And we got obliterated on Red Bull vodka and then came here to this exact spot afterwards. This is like tradition.
Wait, hold on. We gotta set the scene here. All right. So we got the drive-through. We got the outdoor seating. We got the taqueria right there. And we got Jack in the Box. And we got Carl's Jr. across the street. It's the corner.
Everything you could ever,
That's the corner.
ever possibly want.
All right.
Oh, shit.
Refuse part 2. Hot take.
Fuse Party program.
The Mega Mix.
Oh, I fucking love the Mega Mix. I loved they mixed up the set list a little bit.
Yeah.
I got that protest song 68.
Yeah. So, dude, I was thinking about that while it was happening. And I'm like, these kids these days,
Yeah.
they're just streaming it. Like one song at a time.
Yeah.
They're not listening to the whole album.
They don't know the record.
Yeah, and the album like that, you've got to listen to it all the way through because that's how it was meant to. Like, it doesn't. A lot of those songs don't even make sense if you don't hear the song before it.
For sure, man. You need to know that freaking that like Italian like
Refuse Party program, hardcore techno mega mix.
like you need all that stuff, man. Dude, yeah, they don't know that freaking protest song 68.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. Something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's a fucking banger. But yeah, man, the pit wasn't moving. Which was like, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, relative to the
Yeah,
other
yeah.
songs.
But
yeah, man.
I
That
noticed,
song's a banger.
and so the crowd was way younger than last night.
Oh, for
in San
sure,
Francisco.
for sure.
Like a good 10 to 15 years younger.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you're on the campus of USC, so you can kind of expect that to a certain extent. But I was surprised also that tonight people did not know Quicksand. Like they knew Quicksand, but they didn't know Quicksand.
Not like last night. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like people last night were there for Quicksand for sure.
Yeah.
And Refused, but yeah.
Yeah, tonight was like there were some people that like towards the front of the floor that were there for Quicksand, but no, there are probably people there that don't know Gorilla Biscuits, or that certainly don't know that Walter was there.
Sure.
No, they don't know.
The Shape of Punk to Come is a phenomenal album to which all other punk albums in the genre have since had to measure up to. This album was also a mic drop. Refused dropped this album on the world and then broke up. Then they got back together, and now that they're all in their early 50s, they're calling it quits for good. But when you go to see these guys 2 nights in a row and have massive concert halls screaming along to adolescent hyperbole like mean, come on, that is so much fun, but it would be, well, very unlike me to say nothing about it. And take this with a grain of salt, because I'm not saying that this is the band or that they still believe all of this just as they did at the age of 20. I don't know them, but I do know the people I'm about to describe. And for the story of Refused and this album, well, one of the reasons that they were fed up with hardcore and maybe with punk more broadly is because they thought of themselves as belonging to some revolutionary movement, and they thought that the rightful place of hardcore was at the vanguard. And in Dennis's own words, so when he was introducing a few of the songs, Dennis, that's this guy here, said similar versions of the same thing on both nights. After the second night, two things got me thinking. He said something like, "We play loud, aggressive music, and when I was young and we were writing this music, I was so angry, but man, I am so happy right now. This music has always made me incredibly happy." And hey, I hear that, and that's why I'm still here singing along. And then later, he said something like, "We've been doing this for 34 years, and back then they called us PC. Nowadays, it's called woke, but that's us this whole time." And he's right. Gay rights, anti-racism, gender equality, environmentalism. We were having all those conversations in the punk scene 30 years ago. Some people back then took things way too far and wound up dead or in jail because they very quickly took that reasoning and internal logic, walled off from debate with the outside world, to its ultimate conclusion and resorted to intimidation, arson, and violence. But that's where extremism always leads. Punk rock has never suffered a shortage of money men, hucksters, and cultists trying to co-opt the community. Sometimes they're mildly successful at scorching the scene, so punk rock goes back underground, reestablishes its roots, and eventually reemerges because there's nothing more antithetical to punk rock than orthodoxy. One of the most famous punk bands of all time has made a career of being staunchly anti-orthodox. At the show in SF, while Dennis was giving one of these one-dimensional culture war mini-sermons between the hymns, the drummer David started pounding on the snare, almost as a sort of rebuke to Dennis's rant. Yelled something that may have been in Swedish, but Dennis translated it as, right, no war but the class war. Amen, David. Amen. If you get to be my age or Dennis's age, and your values don't bear the subtlety of the wrinkles on your face, your views don't share the same shades of gray as the hair on your head, if you're still running around at 52 with all of the zeal of an 18-year-old evangelist, it's because you've been sheltered from life's lessons. You never had to learn those lessons because the chalice of truth was handed to you as a teenager. And you've somehow managed, through immaturity or privilege, to keep it from being shattered. A lot of so-called atheists are quick to pick up an alternative ideology.
So you say you gotta know why the world goes around, and you can't find the truth in the things you found, and you're scared shitless cause evil abounds. Come join us.
Less metaphysical, sure,
I heard you were looking for a place to fit in, for a veteran people with the same objective, a family to cling to and call brethren. Come join us.
but they're still looking to fill the void with a new morality.
Tell you I'm looking for a way to live, and truth is determined by consensus, while I gotta fight arbitrary directives. Come join us.
And different answers to the same existential questions.
Independent, secretary, revolutionary, intellectual, brave, star, scholarly. If you're not one of them, you're a sorority, so come join us.
Because, in the words of Strife, a lot of people really need And when you have all of the answers to life's questions, why would you need to keep looking for the truth? You see, when Strife was writing, "There is only one truth," he understood it in the objective sense, like there's death, there's taxes, And when I'm performing this song, I am not alone. We can all have different opinions, but for me at least, I'm more interested in how you got there than I am in the opinion itself. If your ideas aren't falsifiable, if you can't change your mind when presented with new information, that's a pretty good sign that not only are these ideas not your own, but also that you don't actually know these things. You have faith in these things in a very religious way. It's okay to be wrong, and it's okay to change your mind, and it's okay to not crowdsource your opinions. Have a concrete reason for having an opinion, or just don't have one, because it's also okay to not have an opinion. We don't need to have an opinion like we're experts in everything, but actually curious about nothing. I don't talk politics here, and I'm not about to, but I would be thoroughly embarrassed if, from one political opinion I may have proffered, that you could piece together my entire worldview. That's not the mark of a thinking person. It's a person who read a book, or scrolled through to the end of threads, and then made it their entire personality.
Come join us. Come join us. Come join us. Come join us.
So then what's the point? Why go? Why bother? Well, because it's fun, because the music is great, because the community is great. Now, combine all of that with the idealism and naivete and conviction and vulnerability of youth, and it's easy to see how opportunists can take advantage of the scene, and fringe ideologies can easily find a foothold. That's exactly what happened in a different music scene in the 1960s. Bands like Bad Religion, and people like me, were around for the tail end of that. We saw the damage. That's probably why I listen to this music with a critical ear. Dennis wants us to believe that. But that premise hinges on who gets to define what good or bad art is. And even then, it's only true for the critic, for the connoisseur. Besides the fact that all kinds of nastiness can hide behind nice art.
Just left Chris his Uber so he can get back to WeHo. And I'm getting on the metro here to get back. And I was about to walk to the wrong platform, but I can see downtown from here, so I know I'm not far. I think I have a little bit of a wait. I think it's like 15 minutes until the next train. It's pretty cool. I think it just matched the frame rate of the sign. Chris and I were just discussing whether or not this is the train station. There's some Tom Cruise action movie where he's chasing somebody's in the train, and then he's on top of the train at some point, and it definitely cruises through this station. Something happens here. There's this is where the fight scene starts. But yeah, this is Jefferson USC station. It is also really loud here because I think this is either the 10 or the 110 behind us. You can see the traffic behind me here.
Please be prepared to present your own validated tap card for inspection.
Downtown LA is definitely a lot weirder at night than it is during the day. San Francisco in the financial district, it's just dead quiet and there's no one around, which is creepy in its own way, except for that random dude jumping out of a dumpster. But anyway, it's weird because there's stuff going on. There's bars open, there's clubs, there's this brand new Uniqlo store. There's like people pushing baby strollers. But then there's also like a little bit of The Walking Dead. A whole lot of fentanyl going on. Definitely some sketchiness about. And I know that this is supposed to be the nicer part of downtown LA. I mean, obviously not so sketchy because I wouldn't have my phone out. I thought it was going to be a problem. It's just a shame, you know, because like, well, on so many levels, a shame that people's lives are like that. And then also that if it wasn't for all the insecurity on the street, there'd be so much more going on here. I mean, like, look at this. I like it. I mean, these buildings are amazing. And like, the architecture is awesome. And there's so much to like about this place.
That's it for day 1 in LA. I'll see you back here in a few weeks for day 2 and a trip to the top-ranked pizzeria in LA. I'm Jim. This is Pizza Legends. I'll see you next time.